All right, so here is the hunk of junk 2003 CRV. It's faded on the hood here. The bumper, the plastic is faded. Our lights are kind of faded. I might actually get new lights for this ugly thing. I don't know. We'll eBay it. The rims, we're gonna plasti dip. So I might actually do that first to just kind of give it a quick spruce. All of this, I'm thinking of painting the thing white, completely white with like Raptor liner on the bottom. What do you think? That's what I'm thinking of doing. This bodywork here I did 10 years ago, and this is what happens when you do a quick job without taking the moldings off. It starts to peel here and then the weather gets to it. I mean, it was sitting outside. So that's the way it is 10 years ago, 10 years old. And then this is what it looks like. So we're gonna take this ugly thing off, probably just plastic dip the wheel, clean it up, make it look good. And I mean, not huge dents on it. We're just gonna put a quick paint job. I'm thinking single stage enamel. I don't know if I want to go base coat, clear coat. So we might do a white single stage enamel, just the outside. We'll grind that off, hit it, and then the interior needs a real good detail. So check it out here. The seats are all filthy. And if you want to see something really filthy, look at this armrest. It's like black soot. It's pretty nasty. You know, I'm gonna take these, we're gonna throw out the floor mats, put some new floor mats in, take the steering wheel cover off. It stinks. I mean, it's bad. It was used as a Japanese, you know, food delivery. We got like nasty fish oil in here and it just smells like fish. Really, it's freaking gross. And I might even pull these seats out and do a power wash on it, like degrease them and power wash them down and let them dry in the sun for like 2-3 days. That's what I might do. The back isn't that bad because nobody really sat in the back. The whole, you know, the seats were down and it was used, like I said, as a delivery. So the seats in the back are pretty clean. I might even take them out and wash them though, just to wash them. But this is what it looks like. A little bit of rust here. We'll just grind that, fill it with some putty, with some filler, because we're not gonna go crazy. It's a 03, 125,000 miles. We're just gonna make it look good. It'll last a few years, and by the time it starts to rot again, you know, it'll be a few years out and it'll be sold. So that's pretty much the game plan. It's raining here right now, and just wanted to show you an update of the car here. And it's starting to rain. Here's Diamond Head. Beautiful day. I guess I'll chime in every once in a while, but you know, moldings like this you can get on eBay for like 30 to 40 bucks. You can get a whole new set, but we ended up just plasti dipping them. So we cleaned them, sprayed them with plasti dip, and they came out pretty good. So we had Mr. Danny Boy help us out. He's from the Big Island, and you know, he was helping us get the car ready for paint. All we're doing here is scuffing all of our dent areas with 80 grit. Now, you know, it's not necessarily, you don't have to go down to metal. You know, a lot of people say, hey, you got to go down to metal when you're doing body filler. You really don't have to. And I mentioned this way back in my earlier VIP videos. You just have to scuff it, but make sure you get in the dent. And if you can, from the backside, if you can pop it out to reduce the amount of filler that you use, just pop it out from the back and then just cover it with filler in the front and finish it off. You know, it comes out nice. So you can get one of these eraser wheels on Amazon or anywhere online. Super easy. You just put it on a drill gun and it takes off like two-way tape and stuff like that on cars, you know.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Dent over here. Dent right here. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Just massage him, bro. Massage him with the Tongan hands. I'm sure you already know this by now, but when mixing body filler, you're gonna usually put about 8 to 10 drops of hardener for every golf ball size of body filler, okay? You know, when sanding like this, leave good enough alone. So what I like to do is usually tackle the edges and then use the DA, let the machine do the work, go flat, hold it flat, and then once it gets to a certain point, like back off and then feel it with your hand. When you have like the dust on your hand, just feel it, and as long as it feels smooth, you're good to go. You know, you don't want to overkill it. A lot of people, they sand so much, they sand it too much, and they basically take off all the filler they put on, you know, and they get confused about the process. So I say the best way to learn to feel for high and low spots is to keep your hands, like, don't put gloves on, right? Keep your hands dusty and just close your eyes and feel over the dent. Okay, if you feel like there's a dip, you would feel it. If you feel you have to train your hands and feel. Okay, and if it feels flat, then you know you're good. Okay, sometimes it could be deceiving, you know, by looking and feeling. So keep that in mind. Also, another thing is when doing body work, you might have to lay 2, 3, or even 4 coats of body filler to get it perfect. All right, because sometimes the first coat is not enough. You know, you got to lay a second coat, and then after the second coat, you discover a few other areas around the car that you got to do, and then you might go back to your spot that you thought that was done and just put a little extra filler over a couple of chips or little low spots. You know what I mean? Just take your time and go over it. All we're doing here is just sanding the rest of the paint with 320 grit, so our primer could feather into it. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish the whole panel with 320 grit here. Then we're going to prime the whole car down with a 2K filler primer by ShopLine. And basically let that dry good. And then we're going to cut that with we're going to cut that with a 280 grit to get it flat. And then we go with a 400 grit. So we had a new guy come in and he wanted to help out. He was priming some other car outside. And he was like, hey, I'll help you prime your car up. So we just mixed it. He used his same gun. He was using a 1.4 tip on a cheap gun. I told him, hey, let's just use my Atom X20 with a 1.8. The primer would come out a lot faster. You know, he's like, no, let's just use my gun. So this is why the primer is not coming out. I would have done it differently. I would have put a 1.8 to 2.0 tip. So the thick primer would spray on a lot more even. So, you know, the next projects will go ahead and show you better priming footage, but I didn't get the best priming footage on this project. Anyway, hope you enjoyed.